Hello, today I am back at W.G. Jones State Forest. This is my second time here. The first time here is 2-3 weeks ago, and as far as seeing or photographing any wildlife, it was an utter and complete bust. But that does not deter me. This has been my general experience so far since I've moved to the Houston area. I ask AI where are the best birding or bird photography spots in this area. Invariably, it says around Conroe Lake or this spot right here, H.G. Jones State Forest. Now, what this is a fairly small parcel of really pretty land right in Conroe, Texas, like right downtown. I can hear the cars that way coming through I can see the cars actually. And right behind me is a developed community. So it's not really like, in the middle of nowhere, but it is really nice. And I do enjoy it. Oh, before I go further, I should mention I've got my stupid hat on that I don't like, but it does offer me better sun protection than not, so I wear it. This has been my general experience thus far. I've gone to a place, I've woken up early, which is not easy for me, on a weekend, which are precious these days because since we've just moved here, I've been really busy doing house stuff and blah, blah, blah. And then I get there, and because I really don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going, it's difficult. And it's frustrating because, I got camera in hand, I'm ready to roll, and it just I'm not seeing things. So I've been to places like Stubblefield Campground up at Conroe Lake. I've been to a boat ramp up at Conroe Lake that was highly recommended. And by and large, they're nice enough places to visit, but I haven't really seen birds. Or I've seen them, but there's no great photo opportunities because the light, it was gray or whatever. It just hasn't been great. And so I've decided on this particular occasion, and for the foreseeable future, I'm just going to worry about the exploratory aspect of this. I'm not going to be too overly concerned about grabbing a great shot, because that's a lot to ask when I don't really know much about the area or the wildlife or what's going on. What a pretty place I'm at right now. Anyway, so that's my tack today. Just kind of walked around. Something that's different from the last time that I was here, I'm on the north side of the 1488 rather than the south side of the 1488, which is a major thoroughfare street coming through here. This side is known to be more, as I've read, populated with woodpeckers, which I have a genuine interest in right now. I saw a pileated woodpecker for the first time the other day, which I really enjoyed. And here there's supposed to be a nesting ground somewhere. I don't know exactly where. But again, this is just exploratory. I'm not going to be too worried about taking shots, just checking things out, enjoying nature, and it really is a nice place to be. I have to say, if you just want a nice hike in the middle of the city, really, this is like, Central Park in New York. You just get away from the city, come to this gorgeous place, and you're good. Another thing I can say about my experience in Houston is I've mostly seen dewbirds in my backyard. That is the place. I've gotten 8 new birds on my life list in my backyard, which include blue jay, pine warbler. I can't remember right now. I counted the other day, it was 8. That sounds like a really high number. Oh, bluebird. There's some bluebirds nesting in my backyard, which is pretty nice. So I'm seeing a lot of birds in my backyard, and that makes me think, well, why do I bother getting out here, which is essentially the exact same topography as my backyard? Not exactly, it's not this nice. And I am hearing birds. It is birdy. I've seen some birds too. Nothing new. I haven't yet snapped off it. Oh, I did snap off the shot of a sparrow just to get, that first click out of the way. I don't even know what kind of sparrow. It could have been a house sparrow. I don't even know. Anyway, so I'm just going to hike around and check it out, and you can come along. H.G. Wells. No, that's what I just want to say because the science fiction. H.G. Jones State Forest here in Conroe, Texas. Let's check it out together. I think I mentioned in the last thing I filmed. I got a touch of skin cancer, nothing to worry about. But they did tell me I needed to wear better sun protection, and part of that was buying this big stupid hat. It's an okay hat, but I always feel a little, I don't know, stupid when I wear it. Like, I don't know why. It's an okay hat, all right? I mean, it's okay, you know, just a hat. And it does offer better protection for my ears and just around my neck and my face, but not a lot, not like a big Mexa hat I usually wear. But, you know, skin's important. Okay, here's a little something. I don't know what it is, so we'll go check it out. Here's something I wanted to know about. The red-cockaded Woodpecker. I don't really know that bird. It lives in loblolly, shortleaf, longleaf, or non-native / pine communities. So this is just a little, wow, dedicated 1929, rededicated 1995. Yeah. A little place to sit down, which I think I'll do. I have focused primarily this last, oh gosh, 4 or 5 years on bird photography. Like that's all I do. That's all I go out for. Oh, I don't know that bird. Excuse me. Okay, I just got, it will never be an award-winning shot, but I just got a shot of a woodpecker that I don't know if I recognize. If I'm honest, I know 2 woodpeckers. Pileated woodpecker, which is huge, and you can't not know. Once you see it, you go, oh my God, that thing's huge. It's woody woodpecker, and you're gonna realize it. And a gold-fronted woodpecker, which I saw every single time I went out into the wilderness down when I lived in McAllen. This had a red top, but it was very small, so I don't know. I have no idea, so we'll find out. But yeah, apparently woodpeckers, as I just read on that thing over there, are a thing here, and I should expect to see some. And I did. So there's that. By the way, in case you're wondering, I'm still using the same gear I had a year ago, which is a Canon R7 mirrorless and a Sigma 150 to 600, what's it called? It's not the Sport, it's the other one, which is, contrary to what my wife may tell you, a very inexpensive setup for this sort of photography. The lens right now, I don't know what it costs right now. It'll cost you about 800 bucks probably. The camera, probably about 1,000 bucks. And for bird photography, if you want to get any kind of reach, that's really inexpensive. But it works great, you know, in the right situation, and you don't need more. You don't need more than that. Unless you're a student for National Geographic and you're out in the snow or the swamp or something and trudging through water, you do not need more than this. It's not about the gear. I mean, it's kind of about the gear, because before I had this, I was using my Canon 6D, which had 9 focus points and no wildlife oriented autofocus, which honestly is a game changer. If you are going to want to get into bird photography, you would do yourself a favor to get a camera that has some sort of nature-oriented autofocus, because not having that, I mean, I got some good shots with my old 6D, but I lost a lot of great shots. I like it here a lot. I've seen dogs on leashes, so I could bring Charlie here too if I wanted, I guess. A red-cocked woodpecker. Okay, somebody's gonna have to help me with the pronunciation on that, because my pronunciation is a little bit awkward and embarrassing. Red-cocked woodpecker, that can't be right. Red-cockaded. Anyway, I'm at the corner of that and Cut Through Trail. You tell me, how do you pronounce that? Oh, and there's a lot of, look at all these berries on the ground. Blackberries, and I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it's focusing. And there's something about a trail that just goes forever into the distance that I really enjoy. Another thing that's nice here is they don't line the trails with gravel. Gravel trails are about my least favorite thing. One, because they're crunchy and noisy, and well, that's really it. Don't like gravel trails. Oh, okay, here's a sign that says endangered species boundary. Let's see what it says. The state forest land behind this sign is habitat for the endangered red-cockaded woodpecker. 3 syllables, cockaded. I don't know why I could not work that out on the trail. I'm sure many of you watching this said, do you not speak English? Can you not just pronounce out the words as they are spelled? And apparently not. I don't know why I couldn't figure that out. And apologies for my multiple, at least awkward pronunciations and sometimes slightly obscene pronunciations of that particular word. Anyway, the red-cockaded woodpecker I've discovered is highly endangered and declining. And the W.G. Jones State Forest is in fact one of the last remaining preserves and the westernmost preserve of this fantastic bird. The reason it's called cockaded is, I guess cockade is the name of the expression for the red things on the male side of its head that will pop up when it's excited or territorial and all that. You know, you see a lot of birds with things that pop up on their heads, like this. Notably is the kiskadee that I enjoyed down in the Rio Grande Valley that had a really interesting thing pop up whenever you saw it get excited. Anyway, it's a fascinating bird, and I did not see one. I thought perhaps I'd mistaken the call of the red-headed woodpecker that I did see in here for the red-cockaded woodpecker. Actually, I saw the red-headed woodpecker. I heard the red-backed woodpecker, and I thought maybe I had mistaken that call for a red-cockaded woodpecker, but in fact, the call is quite different. I won't play it for it now, but you've played it on Merlin. It is not even near the calls that I heard there that day, so I'm pretty sure I neither saw nor heard a red-cockaded woodpecker. But I'm excited to return there and see one and perhaps get a shot. Also, the mating period of that bird, I think it said was May 15th to July 15th. If you're wondering if I was traipsing along through its mating environment, that was not the case. This video was actually months ago. It was back in early March, I think, before it became ungodly hot in the Houston area. I can hardly walk outside right now. Anyway, it was I just wanted to clarify that before I proceeded to be the complete idiot that I sometimes can be. Also, a little quick note about the W.G. Jones State Forest. It is run by Texas A&M, and it is basically an outdoor and ongoing laboratory to show people how to run a sustainable forest. It's been there since like the 40s. I think they said it was established in 1929. They bought the land then, and then it was changed to W.G. Jones State Forest like 1949. If you haven't been there, I highly recommend it. It's beautiful. And it's really interesting because at one part of the park, they've planted trees in very linear rows, you know, in a very inorganic fashion. I don't know why they've done that, but it makes for a really interesting photo opportunity. And I do notice there's a lot of photographers there doing portraitures of families and whatnot as the sun's coming in the background. And I'd actually like to do that sometime with my family, but I haven't yet had that opportunity. At any rate, it's a fantastic place. I highly recommend it. And let's get back to the video. Oh, one last note. I keep on saying that I've been doing photography, bird photography, for like 5 years. That is not true. If you are over the age of 55 and somebody asks you, how long ago was something? You typically need to double it. Like if you think it's 5 years, say 10. But for some reason in this case, I keep on thinking it was longer ago than it was. And it's only been, we moved to Texas originally in 2023 or maybe late 2020. It was late 2022. So it's been just like 3.5 years. I don't know why I keep on saying 4 or 5 years. That's not true. Anyway, let's get back to the video. The state forest land behind this sign is habitat for the endangered red-cockaded woodpecker. Is unlawful to harass, harm, pursue, hunt, shoot, wound, kill, trap, capture. Are all those verbs necessary? Can't you just say it's unlawful to harm them in any way? Capture, collect, or attempt to engage in any such contact. No federal and state laws concerning endangered species before entering property. Well, that's That's hopeful. Maybe I'm going into an area where I can see this. Maybe that's what I already saw. I have no idea what this woodpecker looks like. This is one of those don't do as I do to let's learn together channels. I don't know. I thought I was starting to know a little bit about birds and birding because I knew most of the birds locally that were around me and mostly kind of what they did, and it was kind of easy for me to find them, and I knew where to find them. Now I don't know anything. I'm a rank beginner in the Houston area for finding birds. I'm finding it's easier in my backyard. I can sit there and they come to me, and it's not at all bad, an all bad situation. In fact, the thing that it's kind of been preventing me from coming out, besides being exceptionally busy since we moved here, is I'm like, well, why would I trudge around, wake up at 6, trudge around the forest, when the topography here is essentially the same as right around my house, as far as I can tell. And I'm getting a great variety of birds. And when I look at eBird, most of the birds that I'm seeing here are birds that I can see right around my house. Having said that, this is much nicer. I do live in a nice, fairly rural area, fairly wooded area now, but it's not as nice as this. And anyway, getting out and getting my heart rate going, that's important too. And just exposing myself to new things, like ticks and chiggers, that's also important. Maybe I should be less noisy, and I'll see one of these woodpeckers we've been talking about. Did you guys hear that? Nope, I didn't hear it either. Not me neither. Now we got a little fork in the road. Right or left, right or left. I say right because that gets us farther away from the freeway. In addition to being a beautiful place, it's also really perfect. Like today's like 70, low humidity. I couldn't have asked for a better. Not a lot of people chomping around here. That goes to the freeway. That presumably goes to that development over there. Let's walk this way. By the way, contrary to my previous posts about how much I hate this GoPro, I continue to use it because holding up my phone is heavier and just more convenient because I want to use my phone for other things. So I continue to use the GoPro. So far it's not overheating or acting up. The real problem with it is it's in this case that I have to use in order to plug in the mic, and that just makes it overheat and difficult to access, and I don't like it. But today it's doing okay. Now I'm at the North Deep Gully Trail. I wonder if it's okay to go off the trail. I don't see any signs that don't say don't go off the trail. Typically I don't like going off the trail because it invites nasty things to crawl on my leg, but I think I might step over here for just a bit. Okay, I'm gonna put you guys right here. Stay here. Oh, I just realized you can still hear me because I got a wireless mic on. Hello. The thing I'm listening for is drumming. And calls. There's plenty of warblers and cardinals calling. Man, I do like it here. I'm gonna have to get the old lady to come here with me and just walk around. I don't know why I just called her old lady. I've never done that before in my life. The wifey, my love of my life, my dearest. Let's go tell it. Love you, Kim. Okay. Let's take a second to turn on our app and listen to some of these calls, because I'm not sure. Northern Cardinal. The thing I've discovered about the Northern Cardinal, they have a lot of different calls. And even though that's mostly all I hear every day, I'm still having a hard time recognizing all of them, but that one I do. Also, it just said here on my app. I can definitely hear a blue jay in the distance. That's a very distinct call. I immediately recognize that one. It's not showing up in my app though. Okay, I decided to come off the beaten path a little bit. Checking for uninvited stowaways on this log to just chill out for a while. And rather than stomp through the forest trying to see things, I'll sit here with the light over there, trees over there, see what we can see. Another thing I should mention, I'm not particularly familiar with poisonous fauna, you know, poison ivy, poison oak. I don't know what those things look like. So that's why I like to wear long pants and hiking boots, not hiking shoes. Anyway, I'm gonna sit on this tree here. Let's do that for a little bit. Oof. Okay. Here's some news. Merlin has picked up a red-bellied woodpecker. I expect that's the picture I took earlier. That's what it looks like to me. Don't know what it sounds like. It picked it up when I had the phone down. For ID purposes, you know, I'll pull my camera and try to get a shot, but there's nothing, unless they land right here in this kind of lower area where the light's kind of coming in a semi-artistic fashion. Up there, it's all just against a gray, white sky. That's not going to be a good shot. Oh. Interesting birds way in the horizon. Anyway, so let's just sit here for a while. Oh, you know, I was going to say, I think I mentioned in the last time I was here in this park that due to my doctor's consistent orders, Kim and I stopped drinking, and now it's been about 2.5 months. And it's been okay, I have to say, not that big of a deal. It is right now exceptionally quiet here. I wonder if that's I wonder if that sound I think is a blue jay is a woodpecker, because the blue jay is not popping up here. Sure sounds like a blue jay. No, that's the woodpecker. Okay, it's over there. All right. Let's see what we got. Here, I'll let you listen to what it sounds like. Yeah, I don't want to play it too loud because I don't like fucking with birds like that. Let's see if we can. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That is the exact call I'm hearing over there. I feel like I should walk over there and try and get a shot, but I think I'll just resist that temptation. Just see here. No, I gotta walk over there. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we got. Well, I don't see it or hear it anymore. It has occurred to me as I'm stomping around here that it doesn't say specifically don't go off the trail, but it did say this is a preserve for this bird. Maybe they don't want you stomping off the trail. I don't know. Well, just sit here on a log, as they say. Just sort of, you know, hang out. Does my hair look okay? Looks good, right? Shall I pull out a fatty? This is a, by the way, these are really yummy. They're not sponsored. No one sponsors me. But they're very good. And they have 7 grams of protein and 1 gram of sugar. I have no idea if they're, I don't expect they're good for you, but for what they are, you know, a meat stick. I like them on the trail. They're great. Oh man, talking about bird photography and finding a great spot for bird photography. A month or so ago, Kim and I had to go back down to the valley because she had to do a doctor's visit. And while we were down there, we decided to go to South Padre Island and stay for a few days. It was during spring vacation, so that was fun. But anyway, I wanted to try and go to the bird preserve down there where you go on the boardwalk. There's always a great shot, always. But I didn't really have an opportunity. And then one afternoon, Kim was tired. I said, hey, I'm going to go down to the beach and see what I can see on the intercoastal side. And I'll tell you what, I got some great shots of water birds. Some of the best I think I've ever taken, certainly the best I've had in the last year. Man, there's something about herons and egrets hanging out by the ocean side that's just magical, especially the, was it the green? It was the blue herons that do the dancing. They kind of do this dancey thing, which is just intoxicating to watch them do it. Here up at the lake, I did go to a boat launch a few weeks ago. Maybe it was just 1 or 2 weeks ago. It was so uneventful I didn't even pull my camera out. But the fact is, I did see my first pileated woodpecker and got not an award-winning shot, but I got a few shots of it. And again, a huge bird, magical. This is this enormous, almost cartoonish bird. And while I was there, I got some interesting shots of black vultures hanging out by a dumpster. That doesn't sound that interesting, but you'd be amazed how interesting those birds can be. And also, I just got this random shot of a white-throated sparrow sitting in the parking lot by the boat ramp. I mean, it was not in any way natural, but it was a great shot, I think, of it looking back at me. And it just goes to show that even though you're not getting what you came for, you can always get something. Although, having said that, the last time I came to this very park, I got 0 shots. It was complete and utter wash. And this time so far, complete and utter wash. So as much as fun as I've been here, it's really about managing your expectations, isn't it? You know, if you know there's a spot and you've done the research, which I rarely do, and you know that there's a particular kind of bird you want to see there, you know, you've checked the hot spots in eBird, you've talked to the local people, you know, then you should be disappointed if you don't see, you know, what you came to look at. But when you're just randomly traipsing around the woods, you know, if you see something, that's great. If you see something that is a good shot, that's better. That's going to be rare. But you do definitely see things when you least expect it that you're not even looking for. In fact, the fact is, I rarely come out with a particular bird in mind. In fact, I don't think I've ever gone birding with a particular bird in mind. I just go out there and just see what I see. Bird photography is maybe what I'm known to some of you, because that's mostly what I've shared on my channel thus far, isn't really my only bag. It's the fact I've only just become interested in the last 3, 4, 5 years. Right, I'm gonna spray on a little more poison, especially around the legs. And go hiking around a little bit more. Right, this is very nice. Fun hanging out with you guys, but nothing's happening here. Ooh, come across a fun feature here in the park. A suspension bridge. So let's do that. This is genuinely fun. I gotta bring the boy here, the grandson, if he comes down soon. He's gonna like it, I think. We're on the Sweet Leaf Nature Interpretive Trail. Echo fact: forests collect rainwater. I mean, okay. Moving on. Let's go over this bridge. Ooh. Oh, jeez. It's much more bouncy than I anticipated. Oh. Man, this creek could definitely be. Jeez Louise. Seriously, no joke. This thing is shaky. I almost fell over. Okay, let's just take this. Let's just take it easy now. Okay now. I have pretty good balance, I think. Or an old man. Oof. I know you guys are thinking, he's making that look harder than it is. And I have no problem with suspension bridges or height. That sucker's wobbly. Whew, okay. All right, we're okay. Hold on. Ooh, just saw something large. It's a squirrel. Squirrel. So, something relatively large in the distance. There's a big fat squirrel. Oh, this is interesting. What the heck is going on with that tree? A little crooked. Oh, look, a place to sit down. Let's take advantage of that right now. Okay, so I reached this little spot here. It's a little like amphitheater clearing. Looks like where a ranger would tell you about different things like venomous and non-venomous snakes. That's always important information. I can see that there is about another quarter mile to go that way, which would go to a parking lot or a trailhead. And oh, hi puppy. It's okay. It's okay. Hello. Hello. You want to say hi? Okay. Bye-bye. You're okay. A very beautiful husky. I don't know if you just saw, kind of ran up behind me to say hello. I don't know if it's supposed to be off a leash. I don't care. Pretty dog. So I know that in this area there are local Audubon and birding groups that I could, hook up with. The reason I probably won't do that is they get up really early. That's a lot. Here's that suspension bridge again. Okay, let's try this. Okay. All right. We're at. Go down now. Whew. Right? Was I wrong? I'm not wrong, right? It's pretty freaking. Oof. Oof. All right. My grandkids would love that. As I said, I don't know anything about this woodpecker the area is known for, but it's 5:30. Sun's getting, right about there, so I expect a little more birdage. Sun right in my eyes. So hopefully on this half-mile hike back to the parking lot, maybe I'll see something if I go really slow. I'm hunting rabbit. Jesus, I'm old. Okay, shut up. I'm not sure if those cute little berries are in focus, but they're all along the side of this trail. When you're driving around Houston, you would never imagine that just north of Houston is a considerable forested area. When you come across land like this and you're a pioneer in your wagon, what do you even do? You just have to go around it. You can't go through it, that's for sure. And I'm sure it took hundreds of years of agricultural effort to make Texas what it is now, especially down in the valley. I know that the thorny forest down there is endangered. I doubt that's the case here. I don't even know. We'll find out. I guess it's time to go on the worldwide internet and find out more about the Houston topography, or the North Houston topography, the Lake Conroe area and the Lake Livingston area, and the Sam Houston Forest, this area. Really don't know much about it. Obviously, it's steeped in history. I do know that Montgomery, where we live, was where the Texas state flag was founded. I don't know anything about that story, but that's, pretty cool. Very, very friendly and inviting bench has lured me with its benchiness to have a seat. It's my last spot to rest. I can actually see the building up there for the parking lot where Kim's going to pick me up. But I think I'll just sit here for a spell. It is unfortunate that you probably can't hear the traffic noise, but it's significant right here. And that's unfortunate when you're walking on this side, because it'd be nice to be able to hear. But I'm going to sit here and see what I can see for a minute. You don't want to hear about my hair. Okay, a little bit about my hair. I've been trying to let it grow longer for whatever reason. I guess because I'm a 60-something-year-old man and I want my hair to like longer. And I let it grow to a certain length, and then I got a haircut, and now it just looks stupid. And when I do wash it, and I have to like brush it back circa, Cary Grant era with, product, so it doesn't just do this. I guess that's what they did back then. They couldn't just like have their hair be normal. They'd like comb it back with stuff. So now my hair's in the comb it back with stuff phase, or wear a hat. So there's that. So I just texted Kim to come get me at the parking lot, which is about several hundred yards that way. Quick note, if you are from this area and have more information, I'm all ears. I mean, all ears about birds, places to visit, things to do, not just about birds, about stuff, Houston stuff, or any stuff. I want to know about your stuff. Send me stuff. And like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.